Happy Friday. I hope you had an amazing week. I know the eclipse was intense for very different reasons and different levels, right? Like, I know some people had some really amazing breakthroughs and have had some really creative, fantastic ideas. I know some people who really had a big shedding of things that were no longer serving them, a lot of past life memories coming up, things like that. And I'm just so grateful to be here because I have been plugging away on a few new projects that I'm super excited to share with you over the next month or so. But I just wanted to reintroduce myself to all of you who are here. I've had some new people that I've met through the hyperbaric community, and I'm just really excited about all the different people that are coming in who are wanting to make the world a better place by simply being themselves. And so I thought it would be fun to do a little card pull together also. But first wanted to do the intro. So I am Fallon Jordan, obviously, you know that, but I wanted to just get a little bit more about my background and especially some of the people that I've been working with recently. And then a lot of friends recently have said, well, yeah, those things happen to you because it's you. And so I've been really reflecting on what that means because a lot of people in my life only know me from, very recently. And they have this picture of, rainbows, kittens, and sunshine, and that I'm always seeing the beauty and the best in everything, which, is definitely the case most of the time. But I also wanted to just kind of back up. And I've been wanting to share this for a while. So I'm so grateful that you're tuning in. But my story really starts from just my childhood, as all of ours does. And it was just really hard. I was extremely depressed. I always felt different. And even though I got good grades, I did not feel smart. And now knowing what I know about the way that teachers were manipulated in my school system by my very controlling, abusive parents, I actually didn't get the grades that I should have. They were actually changed. So my math disability was real. My reading disability was real. My inability to learn foreign languages is real. And so once I look back at my journey with my brain, where, getting my brain scan over 12 years ago showed a lot of issues. It showed a lot of concussions and a lot of learning issues, ADHD issues that most likely were passed on. And then also my birth was traumatic. And so even that can cause problems later in life, especially right here, the temporal lobes, which is the softest part of your brain. And it's where we have the sharpest, boniest ridges. And so even just from birth, I could have kind of been set up for having some learning problems because of the area of my brain that was affected. And then just different circumstances throughout life just definitely sent me deeper into depression, deeper into just feeling like no one was ever going to love me or truly understand me. I had a lot of panic attacks anytime I had to speak in front of people. I would virtually black out, and sometimes I would even go into a seizure. So I was tested for epilepsy a lot as a child. And of course, those always came back negative, which I'm grateful for. But there's just like a lot of things kind of like part of my story that I think a lot of people don't know about or just are curious, like, oh, why do you have that perspective on that thing? And most of the time I have a pretty interesting reason why I do look at the world the way that I do. I look at mental health the way that I do, and I look at being authentic the way that I do, because the most sad I've ever felt in my life was when I was trying to be somebody else. I was trying to fit in into certain groups. And now knowing what I know, it's just kind of fun and funny that I get to talk to people about living their authentic self, because it was such a lifelong struggle for me. And so I didn't want to get too much into it, but I just want to give you a little bit of backstory. And I want you to understand that if I can do it, you can do it. And it's not because I was born with this beautiful mindset and I was born just completely being myself and like not caring what other people think. Like, that's been a very long journey. And a lot of it did start with taking care of my brain, learning more about the brain, learning about holistic ways to heal, learning about the types of therapy that actually work and help people. And now being able to teach that to others is just so amazing. So I did want to make sure that if you haven't, if you just kind of like subscribed or someone like passed my info on to you, I just want to remind you that my website is there for a reason. I have a lot of different offerings and a lot of different things that I like to support people in. And it's really just about you being a vibrational match. It's not necessarily about the modality or the tools or the strategy. There's a lot of people that do ADHD coaching. There's a lot of people who specialize in autism. There's a lot of business coaches. There's a lot of energy healers, but like, if you're resonating with me for a reason, then definitely make sure that you just go to the main page of my website, look at some of the different things that I have going on and seeing where I may be of help. So with that said, I'm going to do a little card pull with the Body Regeneration Method deck. 164 cards. This is a significant deck created by Reverend Tracy L. Clark, who is one of my mentors and one of my favorite humans on the entire planet. And she has an incredible community. I'm in there every single day. I would definitely go crazy without it. And that was something else I wanted to mention, that we're meant to have support our whole lives. We're not just meant to, do a coaching container here and there or get a massage, once every 2 months. Like, we're meant to take care of our health and our body every day. So her community is fantastic. I am so grateful that I get to be in it. So let's see what we can work on. Ooh, so funny. So remove past life experiences. I'm going to go on a tangent about that because it excites me. Increase spiritual connection. Love that. And I'm going to pick one more. Command increase healing. Wow. I literally just picked this for the Voxer container that I have right now, which is amazing. If you want to jump in, it's $77 and you get readings and healings and things like me for the rest of April. So if you want that, just let me know because it's not on the website. So remove past life experiences, such a beautiful card. And I think it's important when we are having a struggle to think about the why, but then also not attaching to the why and just knowing that it's an energy that we can move through. And for me, when I think about some of my experiences in this life that were the hardest, made me feel suicidal, maybe just like totally want to give up and like never love again, never have a friend again, like all of those things. It was all things that my soul originally, when I was like, I'm coming to earth and I'm going to learn a bunch of stuff and I'm going to help a bunch of people. Those were some of the biggest things that like were a soul contract for me. I signed up for having the family that I did. I signed up for not finding out about my abuse until my 30s, once I had done some healing. And I had, a lot of past lives where I was, put to death for being a healer and doing amazing things to support other people. And so whenever something is popping up for me, like a lot with the eclipse, like there's just been a lot because I've been in a container that is charged through ancient Egypt codes and a lot of the god and goddesses that are involved in Egypt and a lot of like golden healing, things like that. I loved that because, I've definitely had past lives in Egypt, but also like I was having all of these memories come back when I was doing a lot of these deep meditative journeys this week. I remembered a project I did in 4th grade, which I'm not very handy, but I came from a family of like construction workers and people who like flipped houses and stuff. And I made this amazing pyramid and I went all out for this project, which was pretty normal, but there was something very special about this one. And my teacher, my 4th grade teacher, best teacher I ever had, shout out to Mr. Dufanet in Westbrook, Maine. He changed my life. He was a very hard teacher, but he was a very good teacher. And I got a like 101, like I got over an A+ on that project. And I was having flashes of that this week. And I was like, whoa, that was a clue to my younger self. Like I built that pyramid because I'd actually experienced being in those pyramids before. And not only did I get a 101, which has never happened up until that point for that teacher, he asked to actually keep that pyramid. And so I don't know if it's still there. That was a very long time ago. But that was just something to me that was like, wow, like I've really been supported my whole life. And I'm starting to get glimpses of these moments where there was just so much deep sadness that is coming out to be resurfaced. And I'm actually knowing what it was. And for me, that's healing. For some people, it's not. I don't remember much about my life. So, because of the way that my brain responded to all of the trauma and the way that it was already injured from how I was born and the concussions that I got as a child. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to know what the past life experiences are or how they are connected, but I definitely want to offer a clearing for any past life experiences and trauma that are hindering you from being your highest and best. I want to do a couple more cards, and then whoever wants to receive that healing, like just stay on. And then obviously I would ask for your permission. So you would just say yes. But I want to move on to the next card we got, which is increased spiritual connection. And this is such a beautiful card. And every time I pull it for myself or a client or a friend, it has a different meaning. And, right now, increasing my spiritual connection, like I've been doing like 1 hour meditative journeys this week, which have been like amazing, life changing, with Shirley Lohmeyer. She's one of my favorite people in the whole world. If you found me through her, I am so grateful because I love her so much. If you don't know who she is, like please look her up and get in her world, because she is a force. She is a force. And I just adore her. So increasing spiritual connection can be weeks where you're meditating a lot. And then it can also be weeks where you're working a lot and you're just being like very intentional and very connected to God's source energy while you're working. You can just be in one of those weeks where like, I'm really just gonna like, taking a shower and getting to where I need to go every day is a win, and not putting pressure on yourself and allowing that permission to not put pressure on yourself to be the increase in spiritual connection. So wherever it happens to be, just know that you're allowed to change the way that you practice, and only you can dictate what is considered spiritually connecting to God's source energy and what is not. It's not anybody else's decision. I know a lot of people, it's going for a walk. I know a lot of people, it's listening to the birds, all things that I also love to do. But it's like, where am I in the flow, and how can I invite God, source energy, into what I'm doing? And then command increase healing is the other card. I love this card. And also just allowing yourself to heal. I just recorded a podcast with Joshua Bloom, who is the founder of the Quantum Energy Transformation. He's absolutely fantastic. He has worked very closely with Dr. Bruce Lipton. Like he's just like a complete rock star. So definitely tune into the podcast to hear our interview. We were talking a lot about how healing really can be instant, and you really can change your entire life by changing your energetic frequency just like that, and just allowing yourself to continuously heal, right? And I think that's why these cards together go so well, because if in a past life, like I was actually talking about this with Joshua, with one of his clients, she would get to a place where she was healing a lot and she felt like she was making a really good impact with her healing abilities. And then she would somehow like self-sabotage because she could, like, her body physically couldn't hold any more of that energy. And so by going back and removing some of the things that have happened in the past where she felt really guilty for things that she should or should not have felt guilty for, she just had a a tendency to like want to save everybody. And like in a past life, she literally couldn't, because the building was, she was inside a building that was breaking down from a fire, and like she could only save so many people. So her getting to another level somehow like connected with a survivor's guilt from a past life. We were able to clear it. We were able to heal it with quantum energy transformation. Joshua was, not me, was able to do that for her. And it's just amazing. And, I checked in with a few clients from earlier in the year this week, just felt inspired. And they're all having these like incredible experiences. I had someone who we just did one session and she's already created her own different type of light language based on voice notes, which is so exciting. I had someone else who is really navigating her divorce more easily than she thought that she would, like really excited for her next chapter. There's just like a lot of beautiful things happening. I had someone whose gifts came on very quickly. She's basically like a tarot and an astrology expert, and she did it in literally 2 weeks. She just like was like, I'm going to learn this. She comes from corporate. And when I'm talking corporate, I'm like Manhattan, New York City, like boss bitch dealing with other boss bitches with personality disorders. And now she's like all up in this world. And it happened just like that because we were able to change their frequency. And once you increase your frequency, you want more of it and you allow yourself more, right? We're going to command that increase in healing, and the healing doesn't have to stop. It keeps going because we keep ascending. We keep getting higher, better, and more connected to source, right? More connected to our guides so that we are literally so connected that you don't have to go into deep meditation to connect with them. You might not have to go for a walk to connect with them. Like you can just set the intention, be present with where your body, being in your body, and you can get the guidance that you need. So I'm definitely hoping that for you. And if you're open, all you have to do is just say yes. And I am going to remove some past life experiences from our energy. And I'm going to increase our spiritual connection. And I'm going to command an increase in healing. So if you're open to receiving that, just say yes. Just be open to receiving. Oh, you shouldn't be driving. Sorry. I'll put that in the email. Note to self. If you need to cry, allow yourself to cry. Someone needs to cry. I always need to cry. Ooh, just let it out. And I like to imagine that my heart is a portal and it's a beautiful flower. It's a blush colored peony. I love peonies. And I like to imagine that when I am releasing stress and trauma, it's really releasing in every pore of my body. It's going out. And then as that's going out, this beautiful healing light of the color of your choice comes into your heart. And not overthinking it, just knowing that whatever color was the first one you thought of is exactly what you need at this time. And just allowing that beautiful, pure divine love energy to go into your heart. And just thanking yourself for being open to this healing. Thanking yourself for being exactly where you are. Thanking yourself for coming to earth and doing this work. And just knowing that you change the world just by being yourself. And you could literally be walking down the street and not see one person. But if you're walking by houses and trees, you are helping them. Wow, my pendulum just went crazy when I said that. So I'm going to say it again. You just walking and being yourself in the highest available frequency available to you is changing the world. I mean, how freaking cool is that? How powerful is that? It doesn't have to be complicated. Life healing, it doesn't have to be complicated. I know life can feel complicated, but when you're receiving, you're resting, taking aligned action when it's a vibrational fit, things are just so different versus feeling like you have to do to deserve rest. You rest to allow things to come in through you easily. My animals are passed out. They're so cute right now. They're loving it. Oof. So I'm excited. I hope that was helpful. I want to pull one more card because it's just fun. And I want to see what we opened up after that clearing. And we literally opened the inner temple devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. See, when there's no accidents. Things, synchronicities are everywhere. You can't make this shit up. It's so amazing. So I'm gonna read this to you guys. You're being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you. And so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. This is so wild. Originally, when I was going to record this, I was going to talk about looking at life as a playground, and I was going to like walk through a meditation to connect with our sense of freedom, our sense of fun and play. So that's so perfect. I totally forgot about that was what I was originally going to do. And then I got on here and went in a totally different direction. Love that. Continue reading. Okay. You are being called to go deeper in your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. Love that. If you've already been a committed student, then you're being commended for your devotion. Again, like giving yourself credit for all of the things that you're doing that a lot of people on the planet are not doing. And the reason they're not is because they don't know that you exist, and you're not putting yourself out there and telling them that you exist and that you can help them because you are the answer to someone's prayer. Okay. If you've already been a committed student, then you're being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are and that the time you spent in devotion is priceless. Well, if you are questioning your career or life path, this is so like perfect. I can't even. Your guides want you to turn your focus toward devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. Wow. Okay. I love that so much. I'm going to show you the card again. It's stunning. Look at those beautiful, beautiful babes. Just living their best life in crystals and the land of all of my favorite colors. Love them. I'm just going to check my pendulum again and just make sure that we are complete. We are not complete. So if you want to continue receiving some healing, just say yes and be open to receiving. Okay. I want to say someone, but I would be remiss. Like, I think everybody needs to prioritize laughter. I just feel like laughing and like I keep saying that and the pendulum's going crazy. Not so fun fact, the average adult laughs 4 times a day. The average child laughs 300 times a day. And laughter helps with oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. So highly, highly prioritize your laughing. I start my day typically with something Larry David related, whether it's Curb Your Enthusiasm or Seinfeld. And every time I feel like, am I stuck in a pattern? Is this addictive? And I'm like, no, this makes me laugh. It makes me happy. And it's starting my day with a balanced brain, a brain that is rewiring for joy. And it's also improving my immunity. Laughter literally helps with everything. So if you know of a show or a movie that makes you laugh, do it. If you are looking for a fun date night this weekend, see if there's a comedy show near you. Is there an activity that you know just results in laughing, right? Um, like when I go to the dog park and I see a bunch of dogs running around and just see their little personalities and interactions, like it makes me laugh. So whatever whatever you can do to laugh, that is your homework. Someone has some shoulder issues, so we're clearing that. And I feel like someone's losing they're losing their hearing in their left ear, which is your receiving ear, your feminine ear. So we are clearing that also. May not be a bad idea to say a prayer, rub your hands together vigorously so they're nice and warm, and just put them over your ear and just say, I'm sending pure divine love and light to my ear. That just feels more like that's going to need follow up. The shoulder issue should clear. So funny. I thought we were finished. We were like not even close. Someone struggles with focus, like daydreaming, and you don't need to feel guilty about that. That's one of your gifts. And I know this very well. This is definitely a big part of my story. Um, I mean, if it's a deeper clinical issue, obviously, like look into it, and you probably want to take my ADHD course, but that's one of your gifts. So use that time for information and healing to come in for you. And whoever's telling you that it's wrong or bad to not be daydreaming, anytime they say something to you or you just feel it energetically, like the judgment, I want you just to picture this beautiful golden light, almost like a mist that is around you, and no judgment can come in. If you're like, great, that sounds awesome, but not going to happen, like it's a bigger issue, reach out to me. I do relationship coaching. I love it, actually. Um, there's just so many things that we're not taught as therapists about communication, like the brain and trauma and human design. There's a lot. Um, yeah, this person and their focus issues and their daydreaming is a gift, and we want that full access so you can help yourself be your fullest and best, and you can help more people. Like if you're here, and especially if you're still listening to this long ass video, um, you're meant to help people, and if they don't know you exist, then you can't help them. And if you feel like you can't, wow, the pendulum is making me like, this energy is, we're clearing some big stuff. It's making me a little, um, yeah, I totally forgot what I was talking about. It's all good. Oh, um, no more hiding. And if there's someone, whether it's me or other people that like, you can say anything to me and I'm like, not going to judge you. And I'm probably going to think it's really cool. If it's something not so great, I know that it's part of your purpose and we can clear that trauma. And if you're like, I feel like the trees are constantly talking to me, I'm just gonna be like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Listen to this podcast about my favorite person who talks to trees. Um, just be around those people more. Like have them around, have them in your earbuds. Like you're part of the new earth. And the people who aren't talking about this really cool stuff are gonna be left behind and they're gonna be suffering a lot. And you are meant to help them. People need to know you exist, though. Yeah, if you're like ready to start your business or you need help with marketing and stuff, let me know. Whew. Okay, this is wild. So, okay, so trying to think of how this would work logistically, but I guess I'll worry about that later. So I'm hearing that mm, okay, those who are listening to this video, who are listening to this video, you're gonna get like a 50% off on one of my one-on-one coaching containers. That's crazy. That's so cool. Okay. Um, yeah, so going against everything I said at the beginning, that's so funny. Yeah, so I mean, there's like a couple one-on-one options on my website, so you'll see those for sure. Um, so reach out to me so I can send you the info for the 50% off of those. But then any of my other intensive containers, so like building a business with me, my dementia prevention program, those are typically at least like they start at 10K. So okay, so you have until Monday, which Monday's the 15th, which is tax day. See, everything happens exactly as it's supposed to, right? Like the biggest day that most people, get upset about and dread, that is the day that is going to be the deadline. All right, give me a second because I'm still clearing some stuff for everybody. This is wild. Wild, wild. I've literally worked with so many coaches and they're like, never change your prices. Never change your prices. So funny. That's the thing though. Like I'm in charge of my own life and when I'm connecting to God source energy and they tell me to do something, I know better than to not listen. Holy cannoli. Dude, who does not love a cannoli? Fun fact. Okay, we're clearing that. Ooh, we just cleared so much stuff, you guys. So you're clearing energy, just, get it off. So, you're getting bad vibes from someone, they're annoying you. Like you can literally just do this stuff. You can tap. I love to do this. You don't have to do it in public, obviously. You can just like do it in your mind and then do it when you get back to your car or something. But I don't do that as often because I haven't actually been around low vibe people lately, which is awesome. Been very picky about how often I go out lately. Okay, so Okay. So logistically, yes. So I'm not doing a promo code. I'm not going through all of that. I've been knee deep in Kajabi all week building courses. I'm not doing anything else. So if you want 50% off one of my one-on-one containers, just reply to this email. Let me know. You have until the end of Monday to make that happen. And obviously, if you need more information, I can send it to you. But dementia prevention, 6-month container, supporting you in all things dementia prevention. So making sure you're set up with the right medical team, making sure you're getting the right labs done, helping you through the integration process. It's a lot of family coaching. So I do use human design for that. If there's like organization, because a lot of times you have to kind of like redo the kitchen and the fridge and some of those things because of the food. I mean, pretty much anything that I can help you with, I'm going to help you with in that container. You'll have access to me whenever you want, obviously in Boxer. And then I'm trying to think of the other offers that aren't outwardly out there on my website. Okay, so autism container, same thing. It would be 6 months, the entire family included, getting you hooked up with the medical team, family coaching, that kind of stuff. Those both start at 10K before the 50% discount. And then birthing a business. So that starts at 10K for 6 months also, but it's really what you need. So like if you're starting from scratch and you need like web design and things like that, like I can do all of that for you. If you just need a little bit of like marketing help and things like that, you might just want to do like a VIP day with me or like a 30-day container. Those are on the website. Whew. Awesome. We are complete. Wow, that was a really fun adventure. And I really want to do these more. I was just kind of burnt out from video for a while. I'm not sure why, but I just kind of was. But I'm so grateful for everyone who tuned in and literally sending you so much love, so much healing, and whatever you received through the healing, just drink water, maybe take a shower, a bath, like just picture anything no longer serving you, just going down the drain, anything like that. Sending you lots and lots of love. And I hope that you have a beautiful Friday.